Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are. Hi, Ted.
Hello, happy lunchtime for people like Ice Age Trails. Good to hope that you're eating a good and nutritious lunch. And yeah, how are you doing, IRL?
I'm doing good. Things are a little crazy. I've got family in town. We just wrapped up a birthday party, but um, I'm leaving for up north after the show today. A little busy, but it's good. It's all good. I'm really excited to be here, as always, with you, Ted, and the rest of our crazy band of misfits. I love it so much.
Yeah, we've got a great show for you guys today. We've got a great guest. I see him ready and primed in the green room. IRL, if you want to give our introduction.
Yes, we have a new special guest this week. I'm really excited about it. We have Rich Flares TV. So, welcome to Algo Hour. Rich, how are you?
Honestly, I'm doing fine, man. Thanks for the opportunity, IRL and Ted and everybody else. I'm excited to be here for sure.
Yay. Well, I know you watch Algo Hour, so you kind of know what you're getting yourself into today. But we've got games. We rack up algo for your right answers during our games. It gets to go to whatever project or organization that accepts algo you deem fit at the end of the show. So that's really exciting. I know we've got Yomo saying hello. We've got a couple of people in the chat. Yeah, it's fun.
Nice. Exciting. I'm excited.
Everyone's tuning in. Whoa, Rich isn't a flamingo. You are indeed not a flamingo, as far as I know. We got Casey 409s in the house. I always appreciate everybody tuning in. But we're going to get right to work, put Rich to work. If you're familiar with the show, we do a fast flex challenge. So we're going to check in with our dev, Joe Palmy. He's going to tell us what's up, give us an update. But while he does that, we want you to flex 2 NFTs using our NFT flex time hashtag NFT flex time. And we will judge you during our flex time segment. All right.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
All right. Eric says smash that like button. All right.
Yeah, get on in there, guys. We need the SEO metrics and whatnot. Get those sponsorships rolling.
I love it so much. Let me find Joe.
Hey everyone, just wanted to give a quick update on some things going on in the Algorand ecosystem. First is we got a new standard coming for wallets to support logic signatures. If you're not familiar with what logic signatures are, they're basically a different kind of contract that allows you to do some unique things on Algorand that you can't really do on other chains. It's basically, you might have heard of account abstraction on Ethereum. It's basically that it's existed on Algorand since like day one, basically. But a lot of wallets don't support it because there's a lot of security concerns with it. So I've been working on a standard where it'll allow wallets to safely interact with some logic signatures, and that'll allow marketplaces like Rand has previously used logic signatures, but then MyAlgo was the only one that supported it. So when MyAlgo kind of went away, you couldn't use some of their functionality. So the goal is to enable more functionality in marketplaces and a lot of other use cases that logic signatures might have throughout the ecosystem. So we got a standard for that, and hopefully this should move pretty quick. I don't think it's too controversial. So hopefully we'll see wallet support and ecosystem support for that relatively soon. And then also, I've talked about it a couple of times, but still working on a standard for reducing the friction of opting in. So you've all probably experienced, you tell someone about Algorand, you want to send them an NFT, but then you have to like copy the ASA ID and send it to them. They have to opt in and send them Algo. And like, it's just a lot of friction. So thinking about ways to reduce that. And those are kind of the two main standards projects that I'm working on. And then also just wanted to give, my 2 cents on like open source because it's been kind of a hot topic lately. And, especially with Algorand, it's an interesting topic because, blockchain in general adopts an open source philosophy. But actually, a lot of projects on Algorand aren't open source. And I can't say why exactly that is. It just kind of happened that way. Um, but I think open source is a really positive thing to have, and some of the benefits of open source is that anyone can go look at the code. Not only is it helpful for verifying that the code actually does what you think it does, but it also is helpful for like if I find a bug in someone's open source code, I can tell them and they can fix it. And it's also really useful for cases like AlgoFi, where the company behind it has to go down for whatever reason. And it's a shame to lose all of that effort with that company. So if it's open source, people can take it, continue building on it, either using the same code or modified code and basically build on top of it. And that's really what open source is all about. It's all about providing the code to the community so they can take it and build on it. And there are pros and cons of open source. The pros are kind of stuff I just mentioned, right? It's open, you can read it, you can iterate on it, and it's really useful for like growing ecosystem too, because people can go there, see how it's done, and they can do it their own way. But it does have some cons, right? Because it's open source. Like I said, I can look at the code and find a bug, and I consider myself a decent person, so I would tell them, and they can maybe fix it. However, there might be malicious actors that look at open source code and find bugs and exploit that. That's not a major concern, right? Because I like to think that there's also some good people for every bad people that are looking at that code. And then also just like the idea that, and this is a competitive landscape, some projects feel like their intellectual property of their code is worth protecting from like competitors, whether they're on Algorand or other chains. And so, that might be one of the reasons why you want to close source code too. And then also open source code, you do have extra like, operational stuff. Like you have to answer questions from the community, you have to triage bugs, you have to, make sure your code is well documented and commented. There's a lot of extra stuff that goes with open sourcing that does add overhead, and especially in an industry like this and in Algo, where there might not always be a lot of overhead to be had. This sort of stuff can be a hard decision for projects. So while I want to definitely advocate for open source, I think it's good for every project to open source what they can. I also don't think that just because a project doesn't open source that like we can't trust them or that they're like malicious or any of that sort of stuff. It's a hard decision to make, but at the end of the day, I ultimately believe that open sourcing contracts is good. And for those that have been following the AlgoFi stuff, they do want to work towards open sourcing at least part of their code. And I've talked to them about this briefly when the news first hit. So, hopefully we can see some good stuff coming out of AlgoFi. And there's been some, spicy drama between marketplaces and open source too. Hopefully we see at least some cool stuff come out of that as well. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about open source, my 2 cents and why I think it's good, but also kind of talk about the other side of the coin. So that's all I have for today. I will be sure to keep you guys up to date on the other stuff I'm working on. In particular, the LSIG and the opt-in stuff should be done really soon. So really looking forward to give that stuff to the ecosystem, just to give even more possibilities for what marketplaces and all sorts of dApps can do on Algorand. So looking forward to that. As always, got any other questions, let me know. And I do want to quickly pimp our boot camp. So right now, this whole week, we've been doing boot camp sessions for how to develop on Algorand. All of our sessions are recorded. So if you missed the first 2 sessions, you can catch them in a YouTube recording and then catch us live on Discord, where you can like hop on stage with us. And when I say us, it's me and Ryan Fox, and ask us questions, get help with developer stuff. all that sort of stuff. So good time, good way to learn. Check it out on Discord if you're interested. All right, that's everything for me. I'll hand it back over to you, IRL.
I love that kid. I say it every time I hear him talk. He's one of the good ones. I think if they can't give him a raise, we maybe need to get him like a community champion role in addition to his customer service engineer title that he has, which he does a great job with. But like Logic 6, yes, please come to the rescue. I would love that very much.
Absolutely, Joe. Go ahead.
And just to say, I was actually at the boot camp. So thank you, Joe, for helping me learn. And I'll be at tomorrow's as well. Thank you.
I love that. He's so easy to talk to, and he can boil it down to whatever your level is, which my level's a non-technical user. He's just good. I love him big time. And he's like always very busy. He was in Greece, I think, last week, Germany, the week before. He's in Paris this week.
He's responsible for the Algo Hour being broadcast and shot in probably over a dozen countries at this point.
We should do the math on that. I think we'll get him to see. We should have Where in the World is Joe. That would be a fun segment.
That is good.
Very cool.
He does a really good job for developers on Apple Brand for sure. And his voice is just like, it calms me down when he talks.
He is. He's like soothing. Maybe that's why I dig him so much. I don't know, but he does have a duck-like quality. He can be very, very busy under the surface, but he always kind of comes across really cool and collected. I should take some notes on that.
Yeah, I think we all can. I can grab some of that too.
Amen. Amen. Well, we love you, Joe, and you have a good time doing what you're doing, and we're going to continue on the show.
Yeah, so we have a game lined up for Rich. We've got our Limerick Challenge. I'm going to call it Luga's Limericks because he's been pumping out the limericks for us lately. So we've got to fill in the blank riddles. We've got 3 of them for you. You'll get 10 algo again towards project or organization of your choice for every right answer. Are you ready, Rich?
I am ready. I studied last week's test and I think I'm ready. So.
Okay. All right. Let's go. Let's see here. His first one. Definitely not a golden retriever. With art by Felix, B2 is a remix. A project by K&G, The Breezy.
Oh, shoot. The Breezy Beaver Tribe? Let's go.
Oh, there we go. There's our sound effects. I was
Let's do this.
I was trying to figure out if the tribe, Breezy Beavers. Yeah, for sure.
That counts. The beavers.
I was Pyrenees Pack for a sec. Or pups or something.
All right, let's see. It started as a joke, they said, but turned amazing instead. Crack a smile with Hoover's Art Love Child. You know we're talking.
Buttheads.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah.
Let's go.
You got it.
There was some talk
What up, jokes,
about
Hoover?
that one.
Yeah, I knew that one.
Yes.
That was good.
I can't see the chat in backstage is covering up Luga's face, so I couldn't see what he was saying right then. But we've got one more for you. You're 2 for 3.
2 for 2.
Well, he's gotten 2.
Yeah. Semantics.
I'm not a sports announcer. I really hope y'all like my quips. While playing poker, I need some dips. With house staking and table raking, my whole portfolio is
chips.
There you go.
Let's go.
Beautiful.
Let's go. I'm in it. I'm here. I stretched.
I didn't see lunges though, and coming up pretty quick here, you're gonna have to answer to Luga in this week's Algo Active.
I did laugh at all your jokes last week, Luga, if that helps.
Buttering them up. I think it's working. Oh my gosh. All right, so coming up, we've got news, then sports, and then we'll do a break. And who's active right now, I think. Sports, active, then break. We got this.
Right on.
Let's go.
This is the sports stuff section brought to you by Ted.Algo. We've got a variety of different sports and topics to talk about. I've got all my papers lined up here ready for you to talk to the people about sports and everything that's fun. First things first, I've got Wimbledon. That's right, we had Wimbledon finishing up yesterday with an electric final performance from both Novak Djokovic and Carlos Alcaraz. Both opponents were trailing by relatively a significant margin within the match, but ultimately it was Alcaraz who prevailed with an electric performance in the fifth set. He's the youngest ever player who has been number one overall, and he proved he could do it with this marathon match lasting well over 5 hours. And to give context to Carlos' greatness, this kid is 20 years old. So the tennis world's in good hands. Now, I got a quote this time to try and spruce up my professional journalism. Novak's answer during the trophy ceremony summarizes kind of both his reaction and the event itself. Quote, "I've been blessed with so many incredible matches throughout my career, and this is another one in the history books for me. I'm really, really grateful, even though I didn't win today. I lost to a better player, and I have to congratulate him and move on." Fantastic sportsmanship from Novak, and congratulations to Carlos on an amazing Wimbledon run. Next, we've got a little bit of a unique thing here. We've got the legendary basketball player Steph Curry. While it is the offseason for the NBA for him, he participated in the American Century Celebrity Golf Tournament, and over the weekend he got a hole-in-one on number 7, which was from 155 yards out. The first hole-in-one on number 7 in that whole tournament, and he's just proving that this basketball phenom is got superior genetics and athletic ability than all of us plebs. Luga, you're going to have to help us get more active to try and make it at all comparable, because right now it's just not even a contest. And finally, we have segment 3 is Lionel Messi, the soccer superstar, signed a 2-year, $150 million deal with Inter Miami, which is a U.S.-based MLS team. This move surprised a lot of people, and it was kind of David Beckham-esque, as people were reminded when that former soccer superstar came to the United States to try and go and find some sort of success. The move surprised a lot of people within the football world, as arguably the best soccer player turned down significant money to play in America, as opposed to joining a Saudi league in the Middle East. Messi is also getting a portion of all TV streaming revenue as well as merchandise, so that could amount to an additional $100 million. We'll see how that goes, and it's going to be amazing to watch football continue to thrive in America. Shout out to the Pink Goat, the guys in Miami, and Apple for coming to the negotiating table and creating an awesome opportunity for fans. That's all I've got today for this week. Stay tuned, and next we've got Who's Active Right Now.
Welcome, Rich Flair, the man. Are you active?
I am highly active. I go on multiple walks a day, being this close to the beach. But I'm not Algo active, so you can shun me.
I mean, you can be like under the scenes active. That's acceptable. I mean, it doesn't help the chain, Thank you for not supporting the chain. But
you're right. I gotta step my game up, Lord, and I need people to light a fire under me. So I really appreciate that.
That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to annoy people. I like to go into Sea Folk Discord. I annoy Cousteau every day. I'm like, brother, get active. Do it.
Well, whatever you do today, I'll do it today. Promise.
What did I do today? Well, that's a question. See, I don't remember what I did today. But we'll find out. It'll be a mystery. But what I did before, I do remember. I'm not a goldfish in that regard. We did a little thing called the jumping rope. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. But the worst performer won. So even if you're bad at being active, you can still win things. The worst performer being myself. If you missed out on the spinny thing, I won 100A at a bork. It was fun.
I did see Yomo's jumping jacks. So I definitely. His jumping.
Yeah,
His
yeah.
jump ropes. Yes.
I translated. Oh my gosh, I'm invisible. Rex.
It's okay.
Rich, you got to carry us, bud.
All right.
Invisible.
Well, it's your boy Rich Player TV back in the building. You already know what time it is on Algo Hour with the whole crew. Don't worry, technical issues are happening. IRL is frankly running the back screen, making sure things are fixed. But
Good
oh no, he's
job.
back. I had
Man, that
like
was
2 jokes
fantastic.
planned, but it's okay.
You have
I
two
had like
jokes
2
planned. Oh, okay. I'll let you drop one. I'm curious now.
No, you know what? These want to get dark quick. So
Were they not? They weren't really that fun.
let's keep it good. Let's keep it good. Let's keep it.
All right. Well, so we got like half an hour before the show ends, and we're talking about lunges. So we got some lunges that happened this week. I did them with both kettlebells and children. So if you have either of those things, or if you don't, you can just do some lunges.
I can try. My oldest 2 are 14 and 13, so I don't know how they like me to pick them up while I lunge.
I'd be a little tougher than I have 2 9-month-olds. But I do like Ross there and Paris. All the Paris people trying to give them things they can do. Like you could do lunges in Paris. I'm trying to set them up.
Yeah.
I mean, apparently people really like this one. I don't know. A lot of times, like my Algo actives kind of go under the radar, but everybody got involved with me holding 2 children. Apparently, that was impressive. I don't know. I do it every day. Like it's just a necessity.
I love it. I thought it was hilarious.
Well, thank you. I think they also enjoyed it. They were giggling in it. I don't know if you can tell. But yeah, you got half an hour to do your lunges. Get those in if you're watching Friends, hopefully. And then coming up, we got a cone for the lunges and 100A, which is going up now. So boom, the more you do them, the more money you're gonna make. And I got kind of a weird challenge this week. It's a little intense, but we're sticking with leg day. So from your knees, you got to do a jumping to your feet move. It's kind of intense, but it's a fun little.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
I do need to work on my calves. Or not my calves, my thighs. They've been neglected for the last 15 years of my life. As I became a dad. Yep. So.
Oh yeah, you can step down. If you don't have like a pad, I would not recommend just throwing your knees into the ground. It doesn't feel great. It doesn't even feel good on a pad necessarily. But
Luca, do you play for a professional sports team now, or is this just like you're super athletic on your off time?
I did about 10 years of ultimate frisbee, about 3 years of kung fu, and then I've been rock climbing for 8. So I'm just
I can tell. I can tell for sure.
I'm a moderately rounded hobbyist, I guess, more than a pro athlete.
Very modest.
All right. Well, thanks for hanging out, Rick. We can take a little break, and then we'll flex some NFTs.
Let's go.
This is your commercial break. That's where you, the people, yes, you could choose to go and contribute to the show. Contact IRL.algo. Yes, IRL.algo for more details. You can contribute to the Algo Hour today and be part of a group of amazing sponsors, amazing group of people that help uplift the community. That's IRL.algo for more details. Contact her today. Thank you.
All right, let's see if I can get everyone in here. Rich, you're hanging out. We got Feely. Luga's going to come back.
I made it. I'm not a black screen.
We talked too much positivity about Joe that we had to kick him out because we spent too much time talking about him.
Yeah.
Just can't have a duck on flex time,
He's super busy with the boot camps today and the Paris blockchain event. I'm just like, he was like, I really need to eat, but like, I'll see you guys, and then I gotta bounce. So anytime he can find time for us, I'm not gonna go into gushing over Joe more today, but I feel like everybody gets the point anyways. So let's see if we can find Rich's flex here. Move my window so I can see.
I did post it, so you should be able to see it.
I just need to refresh the screen, I think. All right, let's see here. We'll see the latest NFT flex times. We got Sherry posting a Mia. I got some flack that if they don't prefer MIA, they prefer Mia's, I think.
I didn't know that.
Even though it's Mama's Indomitable Army. Like,
News
it's literally an acronym.
It was always MIA to me, but I think somebody was shaking their head at me the other day in the chat that was like, oh no.
Well,
it's Mia.
I'm going to counteract that. And if, you want to be called a certain, like, it's the people that like are saying, oh, well, I'm not Mike, I'm Michael. I'm like, okay.
I think this is a Twitter poll.
I'm like an OG Diamond Club. I've been in Gecko Fam a long time, and I'm pretty sure Mama would say I could say it however I want. That's just my guess. We'll find out. Gecko Fam and friends, tell me what if that's true. GF yourself, Algo. Another Mia. Here's Rich's. He did double the work. We got him twice.
Ooh.
I had to fill that screen up.
Well, and you had to give credit where credit's due. I like the tags.
You got to do the tags. So it looks like a Dale Forward redraw of a Mental Marvin, which is by Mars, and Algo Bambino, right?
Is that a royal?
Yep. From Kimchi. Yeah, these are some of my favorite projects. Obviously, I have a million, but we're only about to pick two. So I figured I'd double dip with a Marvin redraw, and to get Dale in there as well. Dale's been killing it. Marvin literally just started. Mental Marvin and the owner of that project went full time, so I definitely want to support him and what he's doing. I thought that's really awesome. And then Algo Bambino's Kimchi is creating a bunch of different tools, which is really exciting. Anybody that's actually trying to create something, build something, add to project value, I definitely want to support, and I think Algo Bambino is one of them. Now, there's a bunch of others, but just because it's two slots, I think these are two valuable projects with the artist behind it as well.
Nice. I give you a pass on these. I like them. I like that there's one new, one old. I'm going to let Feely and Ted tell us what they think while I try to sort out what Luga's doing today. I'm not sure why he's flashing all of a sudden, but I can see him in the background or at the backstage. So I'm going to sort that. Ted, what do you think of these flexes?
I go back and I don't want to be such a simpleton, but I really like the backgrounds of like the darker backgrounds or the backgrounds that aren't just like the basic ones. So for that, in that respect, I think I'm a sucker for green and I'm a sucker for the dark, like the black on the Dale redraw, where Dale just is so good at using negative space. So to me, I think it's kind of a natural fit. But Feely, what about you? What do you have to say? Or you're over there.
I think anything from Dell is a flex. I love Bambino. I know they just launched like their own marketplace, and they have a couple raffles up. I want to say so. That's fairly new. So that's pretty cool.
You just keep disappearing.
Yeah, they got it. They just did their. They have a. I think they're tagged in with the Daffy wallet as well. And they're just now working on their V2, which is really cool.
Oh no, I'm alive.
Okay. But yeah, I definitely think you're right, Ted. I do like Dale's usage of his, like, I think he's got like a rustic vibe. And I really, really enjoy that. And also he's like very friendly and engaged with the community. So that just wants me to support him even more for sure. And same thing with Kimchi.
I want to point out in the brief, I just pulled up the full high quality resolution picture on my second monitor here. And it's not just the dark black. I really like the watercolor space on that background. That's kind of what I was trying to get at there. And I knew there was something there, but I was trying to stutter on the fly between IRLs producing in the background and me. my two brain cells producing in the foreground. There was just a lot going on. But no, it's awesome, and I like just at the end of the day seeing the artists that have continued to persevere and have persisted through this community, especially like the people that have been here longer than me, such as Dale. And I think that deserves to be said too.
Oh, I was muted.
While we try and figure out what's going on, we can go down a little bit, and the Algo Yeti by Ice Trail, iceagetrail.algo, that's the second time I've made that mistake again, back to back. Feely, what are your thoughts on this? And then we'll toss it
Oh,
over to Rich.
I love the Yetis. I'm
like
trying to
that.
get to my 11, I think, for a custom, but damn, their secondary right now is, it's up there, and I think they're on their last Betty, or I want to say it's out, or the last one's going to be an auction. But I love Yetis. They're great. Yeti's great. Their Discord is always so much fun. Always laughs every day. But yeah, love the Yetis.
I
Good
do
job,
too.
Ice.
I love the Yetis.
Look at that
We play
beautiful
poker with
horse,
them
though.
on Thursdays.
Yeti's my
Yeah,
PFP, and it's gonna be my PFP for like ever. My Betty, because
Honestly,
she's so sexy.
I'm kind of surprised Ice Age didn't mention that he's a whale. He likes to throw that out there. So big shout out to Ice Age for keeping it modest today.
We're
Feely, is
flexing
it
those.
a MIA or an MIA?
And it's an MIA. Fight
Oh,
me.
okay.
Let's go.
Okay. That's
Wow, this
Yes.
feels like a GIF debate. GIF debate.
Yeah, right. This is a cool art by Felix piece I saw.
I thought that joke was going to land.
I like that.
Shiva flexing the fractals.
I just got
Yomo,
5.
Those.
fractal
My fifth one.
tamers.
And-
Teddy
Yeah,
flexing a poof.
yeah. This one, I like this one a lot because it reminds me of myself. I'm pretty sure I flexed this one before too, even, which makes this particular one probably one of my top 5. So it's kind of cool.
I dig it. I like it a lot. Pack Dog had a throwback here with a stupid horse and a really high roach, which I have a really high roach, I think, in my wallet somewhere from way, way, way back. And I do not have a stupid horse. I'm really sad about that.
Oh,
I'm in the same
I
boat.
have a tiny horse and a 2 tiny horse, but I don't have a stupid horse. So talking about projects who have a very resilient secondary market that's but they do not go on sale.
No.
All right, so this was a really cool thread that Bama posted that it was like, show me your holy grail. And I was like, we just kind of have to like quick check those out during flex time. Because sometimes I feel like flexing and it's not necessarily something that I would consider like a holy grail piece, but I'm really appreciating it for one thing or for one reason or another. So he's got a Mingo, a Yieldling, a Flemish clone, I think.
I think that's a giant.
Is it a giant?
Yeah.
How do you tell the
so.
difference between the clones and the giants?
I don't know.
Some of them are easier than others.
Yeah, I think the artwork's a little bit different. I think the Giants are one of ones.
They're all one
I
of
think
one.
that's yeah. Are they?
But like, yeah, I know, Rich. I know what you mean. They're like the traits are one of one for the most part.
Right.
Yeah, but it is difficult for sure.
Some of them are easier. Sometimes I see one and I'm like, oh, that's a giant or that's a clone. And then other ones are a little bit more of a stump, a few more. Stavros posted.
Nice.
Oh, wow, he's got a nice mix. We got some Fugi, Stupid Horse, Tiny Horse, Pixel Pups, Crazy Goose Flock. I hope you're taking notes, Rich. All these names are going to come in handy during our next game.
All right, I'm down.
Some Mostly Friends. That's a really nice Mostly Friends. Just saying.
Man, you guys
Yeah.
are lucky. I missed this thread. Otherwise, it would have been a.
It's a good one.
Nice that Chef is in there. Shout out to Flamborghini.
Ooh, I like this
Mango's
one
been
too.
everywhere lately.
Always. All right, so
Yeah.
here's her roof. And I don't like sharing his stuff, but those are some really good flexes. I'm not gonna. I like them all. This is a Elite 8.
Mhm.
Let's see. The Dragon Embryo Ancients are amazing.
It's an OG.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Naruto, he does really good art.
Yeah.
Really, really amazing art.
Sea Folk. I don't know what this is. Who this is by. Vlad, I think. That's a Vlad piece.
Okay.
So I'm still excited for the Good Boys. I have been I feel like they're just keeping me on the edge of my seat when those are going to happen. I did pick up. Did anybody pick up Akita's V2?
Oh, those the
Yes.
orbitals, the orbiters,
Mm-hmm.
Omnigens or something.
Omnigens.
Yep, Omnigem.
Kirby is gonna just hate on me for butchering that. I'm so sorry, Kirby.
I had a hard time with the Wallet Connect, which actually seems to be working a lot better for me this week. Thank you, Para, for the update. Bama's this Joker Parliament is amazing. I like it. I like Owl a lot. And then I had to get to this one because I made it to the flex, y'all. Mars posted this really thoughtful tweet. It says, one is a memory of a great day with Bogan. So he was in New York and they got to meet up together. So here's the Bogan and NFT NYC. One is a memory when I online met IRL and figured out what to do with my AF story. And here's one of my notes.
No.
I'm good for some commentary and expression. And then the first one is the first custom from an old timer, Algo NFT Buddies. I have a couple of these customs. They're amazing. And then one is me holding my Garrig.
To Marvin, let's go.
I love it.
I
Fisherman.
love the comic book series too.
I did too. I love the challenges when we were doing challenges. Now we're doing trait swapping and stuff, but I really like the puzzles that he put out. Fisherman, Crazy Goose Flag. Let's see here. Pixel Pop, Addicted Rabbit.
ARG.
Yeah.
Murph.
You know, this is a really good thread though of just a variety of different, like obviously everyone's got their friends and clones and horses and whatnot, but seeing some of the awesome other projects within the community
This is a giant. This is an easy one to tell when we're talking clone versus giant. That's a giant. Okay. Sorry. I went off my bandwagon there.
Yeah.
Massavelli Shark Hammer. It's got
Also, shout out to the flexmachine.xyz brought to you by Andrew Windmills, who is, I've seen a couple of collages that are obviously from that. So that's just another amazing person within the community that I want to give a quick shout out to too.
Andrew W. and Lion's Wrinkle. I love the Flex Machine. I have been slacking a little bit, but I'll put together a new one soon for sure.
I haven't used it yet, but I think it's great content creation for people who are trying just the easy little content, mix up stuff, and then add Twitter posts. Because sometimes, like people, Twitter posts can be hard to make.
Well, it's one thing for it to just be like a flash tool that like has access to the art assets, but what's really cool is how easily it just connects up to your wallet and it uploads, like everything is already there ready to go, and it's a whole nother level of like you don't even have to go and find, like it would be cool if it had every Mingo, but it's almost better that it has just the ones that you own and care about.
Right. I'm looking at the chat. Kraken says that the giants, or no, the clones have the neck tattoo. That's how you can always tell them apart if you get stuck. I thought some giants did. I thought there was
I thought
a handful, but I could be wrong.
Whatever.
That's a lot
So
to keep up
yeah,
with.
I dig it. I dig the good flexes. I love a good thread like this. So if you haven't checked it out, I think this thread was started by Bama, but I retweeted it, so it's there. But there are some really great projects: Basic Belinda, Nalgo, Sporks, Algo Jump. I mean, they have so many like different projects and different styles, and like if you're looking for an NFT, your people are somewhere, and you can like find your tribe. But it was a good thread. So I wanted to take some time and look at that during our flex time this week. But there were a couple that we didn't get to. There's some ranters. They've got a V2 coming out, I
Yes.
believe.
Big shout out to Rancho. Shitty
Shitty
kitties.
kitties. Okay, so this is fun. I don't think you can, well, I don't know if you can buy them or if they're whitelisted, but I like the Burblins and Perdoodles like storyline. It's totally entertaining. I love it so much.
Honestly, I was pretty entertained by the high roach that you showed earlier. I thought that's hilarious.
There's a lot. Okay, and then people are, they got their own mashup. Everybody can switch up heads. So, my goodness. Well, if you want to see your flex on the show, you can use that NFT flex time. We try to get to it just about every week. Rich, good job on the flexes. I think the whole crew agreed with you. Luga's still here, but it says he's muted. I think it's impacting his audio. I
mean, I can talk. I don't know if you can hear me.
Oh, there he is. Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You can hear me on the show. Oh my goodness!
Oh, and you unmuted and you magically
You're on the
appeared.
screen.
It was
Imagine
witchcraft, I guess.
that.
I needed to eat lunch. I don't know if y'all can tell that. I like that you scrolled past my pirate horse, though. I'm offended.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see a giant pirate horse? It's fine. It's fine. It's probably very.
Oh, I did not scroll by it. We saw it. I just didn't see it was yours.
So just because it was any pirate horse. But.
No. Oh man. Well, we have one more game to play with Rich. We're gonna get to Feely's Starcast and then let him pitch us all in the elevator at the end of the show. But flex time's always fun. I think just getting people's like temperature on what they're digging, what they're not digging. We all know Ted's a sucker for a good background.
I don't know what it is. It's just the weird colors. Like, I mean, like look at that pirate horse, space pirate horseman.
Background.
Space pirate.
It's well, because of the smoke. He's obviously on a rocket.
Good point. I don't know how I didn't piece that together.
Yeah, obviously. So I'll talk to Thirstober and Loaf Pickle to change the metadata on that ASAP.
I'll accept it. There are only 2 pirate horses. So
we got to get a race signed up for next week, Luga.
What are we getting signed up for next week?
We'll get a race lined up to do next week.
Yes, live racing. Yes, that needs to be a staple.
Yeah. That would be fun. Okay. All right, I'm gonna let Feely go get ready for her Starcast. We're gonna put Rich back on the hot seat for another game now that Luga's finished his lunch. We'll excuse him too. Never a dull day on Algo Hour, Rich. I tell you what, it's always a good time.
Definitely great. I appreciate you letting me on. I thank you, and for the rest of the crew as well.
It's just
enjoying being here.
It's amazing how much more intimate this smaller room is. So I'm glad that we can all,
Yeah, honestly, there's a lot going back. There's a lot going on that I didn't know. So I'm like, I feel like somebody right now. I'm like, oh, this is like produced. People, this is like well produced. People in the background. Like this is a lot going on. Much simpler than just like hit and play, or much harder than hit and play.
Yeah, thank you. We try. And I feel like every layer you get farther backstage, you realize that there are so many like levers and pulleys and buttons. And Ted's like, I want to help. Let me get OBS. And he was like, okay, I'm going to need a few weeks. Hang on. But it made me feel better because,
And I view myself as like technologically inclined. I mean, TED Technology is my company. And even I was struggling with it. So what
I
can I
love
say?
it.
What can I say?
Try to get it together. You're slacking, Rich. What's Rich slacking on? GFY. I want to know.
Oh,
Tell us.
GFY. He's in my inbox now, so I'm gonna chat
Oh,
with him. Big shout out to
wow.
GFY, Coop Gang, gang.
I gotcha. Oh my gosh. Is that? I'm not doing that. I had to have somebody sent me that link and said watch it, and I watched it, and I still didn't several people had to break it down for me as to what exactly was going on in that gang video. I don't know. But we
Oh
have
yeah,
one more game for you. And this one is called the Algo Ecosystem Challenge. Have you seen it played?
I have seen it played.
It's
Have
harder
you
than it looks.
practiced?
It doesn't matter if you practice. It doesn't help, or it does help. I don't know. Our high score is currently 13. Joe Palmy tried to give Chris Winter credit for our after hours on 14, but I reviewed the tapes. It was only 13, so our high score still stands at 13. We're going to put 30 seconds on the clock. You'll get an algo for every project in the algo ecosystem you can name in that 30 seconds, and we're all going to do our best to count and keep score. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All righty. Go.
All right. Mango, Mental Marvins, Algo and Bambino, Algo Rancher, Alguana, Mostly Friend, Ivo City, what do we say? Akita, Omnigens earlier, Womp Crew, Crazy Goose Flock, Flemish Giants, Flemish Clones,
Oh,
Butthead.
time's up.
I got 13 if you count Akita and Akita Omnigems as two separate ones.
Okay.
Did you get Buttheads then on the end?
Buttheads were wait, let me get a review
You
here.
were
Hold on, let
past
me get a
time,
review.
yeah. I'll give you
Yeah,
credit for breaking
unfortunately,
it, but I think you were well out of time when you spat out Butthead.
That is
I got
harder than you
13
think.
too. Yeah, it is.
It is harder than you think. You like cloud it with like projects and you just can't pick one for some reason.
Mm-hmm. It would be way easier, Ted has said, to name animal PFPs or, social projects or games or like have a more defined category. But I think it's fun because we get to hear about all sorts of things. Like people say Planet Watch every once in a while or Lofty or whatever. So super fun. I agree. I'll give you 13 on that.
All right, I'll take a tie. That's fine. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I
The
have some
ever
applause,
increasing
but
rank 1 on our game 3, the Algo Ecosystem Challenge. I love it. The AEEC. Not everything needs to be an abbreviation, I guess. But
you know what? Abbreviations make you seem smarter than you are. I like them. I tell my kids them, confuse them real fast.
Okay.
Well, I'm going to GTG as IRL gets the next SEGMENT lined up.
Now you're just spelling things. All right. So, Rich, you've got one more hot seat task at the end of the show. We're going to put you in the elevator and let you pitch your project. You'll have a full minute. But before that, we're going to see what Feely says is in the stars for us this week. I can use all the help I get with life. So let's check it out and see what she's got to say. I'm just quick checking the chat before I
Yomo is upset.
Yomo, I'm so sorry. Yomo, I'm so sorry.
He didn't mention his own project. Bring me on and I'll bat 1,000. Funny you should say that, Mr. Moses. You too can be like Rich and get on Algo Hour. There's a tweet. You put your hand up and I spin the wheel. It's always really interesting. The wheel has not chosen a bad guest yet. It's always really interesting. And
Knock on wood.
Rich was a wild card. I was like, great.
There's still time.
Rich. It was good timing for the wheel. But we've all made it. We're doing good. I love it. You didn't crack my high score on the Algo Ecosystem Challenge, so you're invited back whenever. But definitely, Yomo, get your hand up there. I know you've been on the show before, but not since we've been doing the wheel. So definitely I'm excited to see you think that you can get that that high score up there. Ted, any final thoughts before we hear from Feely?
I think that's it. I'm just happy we've got another fantastic Algo hour in the books, and I really love what you do and how community oriented you are. So I'll leave it at that. And thank you so much for giving me the opportunity and platform to let the Algo fam know about sports and everything else in the athletic world.
I love it. I love how Ted's always game. He was game when I was just like spewing an idea for this live show more than 6 months ago now, I think. We're on episode 18, which is huge.
Oh,
And I don't know. I'm feeling
it's
good
a
about
lot.
it. We'll get Rich to watch more and more. We'll make his kids watch, so we'll get them extra views. We're on it. And like I said, we'll check in to see what Feely's got. But there is some stuff that Algo Hour has in the works. We're going to hopefully make it easier for you guys to sponsor if you want to sponsor, get ads, make donations. And so that's a little alpha that's what's up, dog, right? So hopefully that will be coming down the line. We've also got a collaboration that we're working on with Spindle that there'll be some stuff out soon on. So I just dig it. I dig a good group lift. I work so much harder when I know other people are working too and I'm not by myself. So I don't know. I appreciate you. Rich, thanks for being brave. You got one more hot seat to go, bud.
I'm here for it. Thank you. I appreciate you, IRL. I'm excited.
Good afternoon. Felicia here. This year we're in one of the most significant astrological shifts that will impact our personal lives and the collective for the next 18 months. This is actually the most action-packed week so far this year, astrologically speaking. We had one crazy week back in March when Saturn, the planet of restrictions, moved into Pisces and Pluto moved into Aquarius, but I think this week tops it. Side rant on Saturn really quickly because this has been blowing my mind on how astrology can be quite literal. Saturn was in Aquarius for 2 years, and Saturn in astrology is mean. It's the malefic planet. It's not very nice. And when it moved into air sign Aquarius, COVID happened, and Saturn being the planet of restrictions, we were like restricted from leaving our homes. And now Saturn moved into Pisces, and our attention has turned to our oceans, like the submarine imploding, and then that refugee boat sinking, killing many people. It's crazy. Anyways, moving on. So we had a new moon yesterday in Cancer, a nice way to kick off a series of eclipses and cardinal signs. Also yesterday, July 17th, the lunar nodes made a big move from Taurus Scorpio to Aries Libra territory. The nodes are also called the karma nodes. The nodes, they're like the keys to your karma. So you might wonder, what the hell are these nodes? Well, let me tell you, they're not physical objects floating out there. Instead, they're mathematical points where the moon's orbit intersects the sun's path. And they serve as cosmic signposts guiding us towards our purpose and our soul growth. The North Node in our chart is our inner calling. It's our soul's compass. It's like a vacuum. So the North Node and the South Node, they're like a cosmic duo pulling us in opposite directions. The North Node points us to our path of evolution, while the South Node symbolizes what we are releasing, like shedding old patterns and beliefs. The signs that rule over the lunar nodes are the same ones that govern the eclipses during the next 18 months. That means fate has some thrilling opportunities and invitations in store for us, all tied to our destiny. So as we embark on a quest to embrace the Aries authenticity, action, and desire, Aries is about the self, so the essence of our true selves, and anger, because Aries is a planet of war. And we can use anger. There's healthy ways to use our anger. Aries and Libra will be our cosmic guides during the next 18 months. Aries is the fire sign of the zodiac, and it is the sign of war. It's all about passion and forging new paths. It's here to help find our freedom and independence, and to take action based on our inner knowing. So get ready to summon your courage, because this Aries archetype resides within each of us, urging us to be bold and to claim our desires without holding back. But on the flip side, Libra, sitting on the opposite end of the axis, is all about partnership, harmony, and fairness. The Libra is symbolized by the scale, so they're always looking for balance. So it's time to address some of the not so helpful aspects of this air sign, like the tendency to put others first and lose ourselves in the process. We're here to heal and evolve, to find balance and be true to ourselves while also caring for others. So over the next 18 months, we'll be exploring how we tend to others to the point of neglecting ourselves, how we adapt to our surroundings to the detriment of our own needs, and where we compromise our desires for someone else's shine. Fears and beliefs that hold us back will come to surface, and parts of ourselves we've ignored will demand attention within the next 18 months. It's a time for healing and also self-discovery, bringing love to those forgotten parts and embracing our individual selves in all of their brilliance. So now astrology isn't about distant stars. It reflects the rhythm of life itself, like the changing seasons and the cycles of the moon. It mirrors the constant flow of change that surrounds us, and we're here to embrace it all. So I invite each and every one of you to claim your uniqueness, your passions and dreams. Fan those fires within you. Let them guide you to your destiny. This chapter is a reminder that your path and your needs, and everything that makes you who you are, is worth your time and your attention and focus. So as we dive into the shifting of the lunar nodes, let's move forward with that bright, beautiful fire within, propelling ourselves towards our dreams, whether you see it as a cosmic destiny or just a natural ebb and flow of life. One thing certain, change is inevitable, and it's up to us to embrace it with open arms. So yeah, let's welcome this cosmic adventure and embark on this journey of growth, exploration, and self-discovery. So it's a time to claim our destinies and walk our paths with courage and conviction, the Aries way, for the next 18 months. So let's make the most of the next 18 months, and who knows what cosmic wonders awaits along the way. So yeah, we're moving on to Rich for the elevator pitch. Thank you guys. Thank you, IRL.
All right, what's up? It's your boy Rich Flares TV. We're talking about Bar Therapy Magazine coming out. So a little bit about the project. We hope to bridge Web3 in real life activity together. We hope to include a lot of bar stuff, which is my background as a bartender and as an entrepreneur. We setting up in real life events like bar hops and events to learn about crypto, and we hope to onboard through those in real life events and then move it on to into Web3. And then on Web3 through our project, we played a lot of poker to get started. We did that for a while. And now it grew so big that I had to stop. And now we've created a website. And right now we're at a point where our website will be DAO based to help run the profits and the profit margin. And then also a poker platform to be able to play on our website, and then a marketplace. The marketplace will be really cool because there's a lot of talented artists here in Myrtle Beach that do art. So we've been in talks with 3 artists that actually will be adding their art to our NFT website. So hopefully we'll get that in the next like 2 months. That's it. Oh, stop.